Shalom. That was a report relating to emergency emergency just a minute. Yeah, emergency federal meeting relating to what's going on with the stock market. Stock market like 900 the other day. Now it went down 1100. I'm gonna show that. Let's talk about relating to interest rate cuts. September they're supposed to have one relating to doing interest rate cuts because of inflation and different things, the struggling market. So this one's emergency Fed meeting will a 50 base point cut save a 13 trillion market from pretty much a collapse. Scripture says, be not ignorant of anything great or small. So ignorant means in general, don't be ignorant in general, and also relating to, don't ignore relating to certain small or great matters. I want to get, it was a Forbes report, and this was also a Forbes report. They talk about emergency cut relating to that. It's a couple of days ago. This is various reports. Emergency cut relating to the recession and fear spikes. Then you got traders reap huge market on the Fed rates cuts. Bet made weeks ago. That's BNN, Bloomberg. You got what was that? The other one, traders, Business Insider. Then you got Bloomberg. And you had a report relating to Fortune.com talking about the federal cut won't save the housing market because the housing market is pretty bad. So that won't help that. And U.S. 30 mortgage rate drops on weak jobs. Plus, you had a weak jobs report relating to job growth. It wasn't what it anticipated. It was kind of low. So there's a lot of things, a lot of variables. Weak jobs data, federal cut signs. So Reuters, you have Bloomberg, various reports. Plus the stock market is unstable, volatility, So the stock market is like gambling. You win some, you lose some. It's up and down, man. And you have a supersized Fed rate cut is becoming a more popular bet. Traders pricing 100% chance Fed will cut interest rate in September because they have a meeting middle September, I believe is 18th, September 18th. Let me see this Reuters right here. Because you talk about weak job report. Let me see if I get the numbers. Let's see if I can see it in here. All right, and 2 days after the Fed's last policy meeting, the Labor Department Board monthly jobs report showed that the U.S. unemployment rate had jumped to 4.3 in July, and that the hiring had slowed, raising fears a recession is imminent, which is pending, or perhaps even underway. And we are in a recession anyway. We've been in a recession, so the jobs might look like it's going, but the hiring, and people getting laid off too, man. You get people getting laid off, so it's, them numbers may not be what they are, man. Say Scripture says again, be not ignorant in a great matter or small. Let me get it. It's a rock. So relating to ignoring the facts, and also in general relating to what's being given, man, because it may not be what it is, man. 15, let's go to that. Be not ignorant in anything in a great matter or small. You have, number 2, let's get the Habakkuk. This is short. I seen a report, it's like 900 drop on the stock market. Plus today it dropped. Let me see if I can get that stock market real quick. Let me get this scripture right here. 2 and 6 of Habakkuk. Well, not all of them taunt him with a ridicule and scorn, pretty much a parable. Woe to him a pile of stolen goods, man. So things that's not his, and make himself wealthy by extortion, bloodshed, violence, even at the expense of using certain people to, help with the rulership. Help with building up that financial conglomerate, which is the wealth, man. Woe unto him the pile of stolen goods and make himself wealthy by extortion. And how long this goes on. And go to James 5, talking about woe to you rich men, I'll get to that too. How long must this go on? So it's asking the question, how long will these people get away with doing what they're doing? Will not your creditors suddenly arise? Will they not wake up and make you tremble? Then you will become their prey. So are they gonna they realize what it is, then you're gonna come after them, man. They're gonna, and that's when Scripture talks about relating to the nations becoming mad, man, because they see it as a farce, man. Because you have plundered many nations. Relating to plundering, relating to using these nations, through different tactics to also gather relating to their resources, through war, through sanctional aspects. So these are different tactics they use to plunder the nations, conquer the people, take the resources, for example. For you have shed human blood, and that's a part of it, man. That goes to the violence, that goes to war, through violence, and different things they have done to gather up relating to these resources, man. So they can become wealthy. For you have shed human blood, and you have destroyed lands and cities and everyone in them, man. Scripture talks about, let me go to Psalms 49. The inward thoughts that their houses will continue forever, and the dwelling places to all generations relating to pertaining to their rulership, and they call their lands after their own names. And that goes to relating to siege and occupying, man. Other people's lands, the people, the resources with that, and they even call them after themselves, those places that take over, man. Let me go to James 5:1. Scripture talks about the rich will live over the poor and the borrower is a servant to the lender, man. The poor uses entreaties, but the rich answer roughly, man. James 5:1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you, man. So that's pretty much saying, woe to you rich men, man, relating to destruction. There's going to be a form of recompense upon you, man. Not in a good way. Your riches are corrupt. Your garments are moth-eaten. The riches are corrupt, man. Go to back, Habakkuk talks about that thick clay, man, having the appearance or guise of wealth, but actually is just what it is debt. You know what I mean? It's not based on, it's not worth anything. It's not based on nothing, man. Your gold and silver are canker, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, as a testimony against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. And ye heap treasures together for the last days. That's the ones in power. Job 9:24. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, man. You know what I mean? They're in a position of power. Scripture talks about 6:4, Revelations. Edom, the great red horse that took peace from the earth, man. 6 and 4 of Revelations, man. So that's the ones in power, man. Using the sword as part of their tool and instrument to take the resources, the resources and different things from other people's lands so they can accumulate wealth, man. I want to get the KJV with Habakkuk on it. All right, so your gold and silver is canker, so it's tarnished, man. And rush of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, and ye have reaped treasures together for the last days. Behold, the hire of your labors have reaped down your fields, which of you kept back by fraud, violence, bloodshed, fraud, deceit, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped or enter in the ears of the Lord. The righteous complain continually. You know what I mean? So even the Lord remembers these, man. Scriptures and Revelations talks about even the Lord remembers relating to their iniquities, man. This is part of that. And ye have lived in pleasure on earth, being wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts, which is your minds, as in a day of slaughter. And that goes into Scripture talks about they're not in trouble as other men because they're in a position of power, for example, man. So they live in pleasure on earth. Scripture talks about in Revelations, talk about she said a queen she shall see no sorrow, man. So, and that goes 49:11 talks about, you know, the inward thoughts that their houses shall continue forever, man. And they, you know, so they believe it will continue, man. You know what I mean? So, and ye have condemned and killed the just, which is the righteous, and doth not resist you. And that's it goes to that. Is the ones in power. That's a warning for the rich, man. You know what I mean? So you seeing relating to, I want to get the KJV real quick. Habakkuk 2:6. And shall not all these take up a parable against him, taunting proverb against him, say, woe unto him that increaseth, which is not his, you know what I mean? So things that he increased, but he didn't get, you know what I mean? That's through the theft, the violence, the bloodshed, and different things, man. And using certain people to, as far as free labor as well, man, a higher labor, or pretty much forced labor. Shall not of these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increased that which is not as his. How long is a question in him to that laden himself with thick clay. And that debt, which is the appearance of wealth, is actually just thick clay. It's not worth anything. It's not backed by anything. It's just, you know, promissory note promised by pretty much by good faith promissory mean pretty much promise to pay and having good faith to repay, but can't, you know what I mean? Because that debt accumulate, that thick clay is that accumulation of accumulated debt, which they cannot pay back, man. You know, so that's part of that. That's the financial aspect. You know, for example, this debt, which is 35 trillion. You know what I mean? So you're seeing relating to the economical aspect, the deterioration, man. Scripture says that pomp, that display, it becomes cankered and is corroded, man. And that goes to that's in Isaiah. Talk about that pomp is part of that pomp is the what financial power, man. U.S. financial power through the financial aspect, being the top financial nation of the world, man. And the economical global power, that's part of that pomp. So that pomp, that display is being cankered, is being compromised. Now it goes to decay. You know what I mean? Let me get it real quick. It's a quick lesson. Isaiah, I think it's 14. Let me see if that's right. See if that's the one. Yeah. Thy pomp is brought down to the ground. Read it from here. All they shall speak and say, Thee art thou become weak, as we art thou become like unto us. That's the one, you know what I mean? So you seeing the deterioration, they becoming weak. They're not strong no more, man. The pomp is a splendid display, outward display. You know what I mean? It's a form of pretty much a superficial appearance of let me get the word. Here we go. From a biblical aspect, grand, splendor, procession, show of magnificence, parade, splendor. So that's splendor, magnificence, pompous, splendid, ostentatious, yeah. Ostentatious. Display and pomp show a grandeur or splendid or magnificent. Ostentatious, or boastful, man. Yeah, ostentatious or boastful. So let's look up that word, ostentatious. Ostentatious, man. Characterize vulgar or pretentious display designed to impress or attract notice. So they trying to attract notice. It goes to show off, showing. Other words, pretentious, conspicuous, obtrusive, gaudy, garnish. And when you think of that Babylon, you know, I mean, she's very splendid, very trying to impress, trying to be flashy, and you know, just very showy, you know what I mean, in appearance, man. So they want to have flamboyant as well. It's just other words, you know, that go with it. So you see, Shalak attempting to impress by affecting a greater importance, talent, culture that is actually possessed. So pretentious, man. So they're trying to impress, they're trying to show off, they're trying to make themselves look in a certain manner, in an outward way. And that's America, man, Babylon. That's what they're doing. So through that pomp, and the part of that pomp is what? The financial aspect. Because they have ones who have the power run the world, man. So being the top dog economically and financially is part of that pomp. So this was just a quick lesson. Shalak, I hope it helps, relating to information. Let me see if I get that stock report. Stock market. I seen a report by somebody that said 900 on the stock down. All right, this one here was lower rally stumbles. Let me see. It's different reports. Barron report. Stock falls slightly after Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, so the investors are worried about certain things relating to continuous market dives, and like I said, the stock market, is up and down anyway. So there's different reports. The Fed, that's why they having the Fed meeting, relating to interest rate cuts and different things for next month. Well, the economy is, with the continuous inflation and different things, they see, what's going on. Morning brew, let me say global stock market meltdown. So these investors are worried, man. It's their life, it's their livelihood. So they invested in this place, man. From an economical aspect. Let's see. This is 3 hours ago. This is Ayah. Give all praise Yahweh Hashem Yashab Hashem Rakakadash. Hope this helps relating to information. Hope it helps in some way. This is yesterday. Hope it helps relating to information. Shalom.